because now it's machine production, it resulted into more job opportunities, but also it also resulted into improved transport. But it also resulted into lower cost products. It also resulted into lower products. How are you? Yeah, so it also resulted into lower cost products. Now, whenever there is a new development, whenever there is something new that has come, there are certain consequences that come with that. You must be aware that when there is a road construction that goes into, for example, if there is a construction of a road from Rumpi to Livingstone, you should expect certain things to be happening. That is very obvious. One, it means foreigners will come into that area. That's obvious. For example, if it is a Chinese company that is constructing a road between Rumpi and Livingstone, what do you expect? You expect the Chinese to be living in that area. Now, the fact that you have foreigners in that area, certain things have to happen. There will be so many social issues that will happen. Okay? What I know is, for example, there are a lot of intermarriages that take place between these foreigners and the owners of the land. But not only that, trade improves. Whenever there is a road construction, it also leads to road improvement. Now, it's the same thing, because suddenly you have a shift from handmade products to machine-made products. Then it means, one, there are more job opportunities. We have improved the transport, we have lower cost products. But there were some negative consequences, which I wanted to emphasize, which resulted into evolution of HRM/PM. So the negative consequences of industrial revolution, that's our focus. One, you had child labor. That was a negative, because there was more production and there were more job opportunities. You now resulted into child labor. It is reported that children as young as 5 to 6 years were being employed in the factories. So child labor became one of the problems. This is what is, if I explained last week, it doesn't matter, we just have to understand the genesis of evolution of human resource and personnel management. So during the industrial revolution, because there was now mass production, there was great demand for labor. Child labor became a negative consequence. Secondly, exploitation of women. Exploitation of women. Exploitation of women was another negative consequence. More women were now being taken. Now, you agree with me that men and women, we have different requirements because of our biological makeup. Whether we like it or not, I think there will be no time that will say that women and men are equal. Those people that are promoting gender equality, I think we differ biologically, and the demands for women are sometimes different and unique for men. So again, during the industrial revolution, there was a boom in the production, since there was a shift from handmade products to machine-made products. These are now the negative consequences. And then the other one was poor working conditions. Poor working conditions. Poor working conditions. During the industrial revolution, the emphasis was on production. Focus during the industrial revolution, focus was on production and machine maintenance and machine maintenance as opposed to people. Remember last week I told you exactly what it means, because when you are into business, your focus is always on the profit making. So the emphasis was now on, during the Industrial Revolution, the focus was on production. The factory owners were emphasizing on production and machine maintenance. While all people were not important, the workers were not important. So they were actually not concerned with the working conditions. The factories were hot, the factories were hygienic, the factories did not have all the necessary requirements. If you go around the town, see the shops that these Americans are running, they are not toilets around. I sometimes wonder what happens to these people who work in the Amweni shops. You see, there is no sanitation. The Amweni are also focusing on production. They are focusing on operation of their shop. But sometimes they pay little attention to the workers. Sometimes they pay very little attention to the people that work for them. I'm not surprised that sometimes you find when somebody has died, an employee, you find these people dumping the dead body at the workplace. Some wonder why this glass is possible, because their focus they focus on production. They have very little attention to people. What happens is the pharmacology of things like this, when you are waiting for an agent and you die. As of now, one of my relatives in Blantyre, not necessarily every time, because he works for an Indian. I think in a show, because they just sent me a photo, and he was trying to close the door of the Indian's vehicle, not knowing that there was one arm in there, quickly. So when this hand was still at the door, the one of them not say and this finger is completely cut. The only thing that this woman has done is to rush with this relative of mine to my work hospital, and then that's the end of it. So I was asking him to say no. Once you get injured while at work, you must address compensation. And he has actually, the finger is completely gone because you cannot use it again. The bones are broken. Now the payment cannot just be to take him to my work. But the focus is these Asians, normally their attention is on that they still have the mind for the mentality of the industrial relations. So these are the negative consequences. Poor working conditions, the exploitation of women, child labor. We also have long working hours. It is said that the minimum working hours were 10 to 15 hours in a day. 10 to 15 hours in a day. So this was the situation. This was the setup in the factories that came about during the Industrial Revolution as a result of the shift from handmade products to machine-made products. Handmade is also called from agrarian production or agrarian era to the Industrial Revolution era. It's always good when you have people where when development is coming, there are certain things that can happen. What is happening to the city as it is growing? See, whenever there are good things coming, there are also bad things that go with it. Where the city is growing faster, but what is happening, which people are not careful of, is the owners of the piece of land around Lilongwe are selling the land. If you go around Lilongwe, this side, it has expanded to areas which used to be villages. It has become part of the city. So every side, 6 miles Mitumu, the city has grown into that. It has grown into gardens of people and have boosted quite like anything. These are some of the negative consequences. And you find that these people are becoming slaves of their own land. Because what they are doing is they stay on the land, then they start doing gardens on the same person, their own land. This is exactly what is happening. All these locations, Area 49, Sector 1, these were gardens belonging to people. So when development is coming, it comes with good things as well as negative things. So if you look at the Longo City, yes, it is expanding. In the next 15 to 20 years, the city will have expanded to Garcia, I'm sure about that. This way it will have gone to Nachenje, this way it will have gone very far to Tanya, and this way it will go as far as Lumbard, beyond Lumbard. So that people will be driving from those areas to come to work as they said and to come to work in town, because it will be part of the city. That's good, that's very good. So roads will be constructed. But the problem is the owners of the land will have no right. I was thinking of what would have happened if my father sold all the land. I wouldn't be claiming all that. Now these people are selling land to foreigners. Selling land to foreigners. And you see, next time, you find that the names of villages will be, this village is found in Lomba. Because as I get the piece of land, I can say that it's my village. And call it my name, Mlenga village. They say, where do you come from? I come from Muziba. The village in Lomba, but the owner is from that. This is what is going to happen eventually. So when good things are coming, there are also negative things. So it's the same thing here. The industrial revolution completely improved the production of things because we have moved from handmade to machine. Definitely there was a lot of job opportunities. But there is also something like migration. Now migration means people have to move from their own areas to where the factories were. So you see, that migration is a problem. Suddenly people are moving into areas. Suddenly people from different parts of Malawi are coming to Lyon. People from Blantyre, people from Muzimba, people from Njini, they are coming. Now as they are coming, it means there has to be pressure on certain things. There has to be pressure on resources within the city. So this was the same thing. Now, as I'm saying, the factory owners, as I said last time, focus was on production and machine. Little did they know that the migration gave them to pressure on resources, as your brother said. Pressure on resources. Pressure on resources. We have pressure on resources. I'm told Lagos in Nigeria is one of the highest populated cities in Africa. So much so that there are no toilets. Difficult to have a toilet. Where will you dig it? If you don't have that flash type of thing, a good life is tough. Over Nigerians, we still have land. We still have areas. We are complaining Longo City is becoming overpopulated, but not Lagos. Not Lagos. There are problems for you to get space. Actually, maybe there is no room for people and things. You couldn't find space to dig that. Go to Blantyre. There is a location in one house faces this side, there's a toilet for that house facing the other side. So it's going to be, there are issues growing up. It's good to get urbanized. So the migration is putting pressure on people as well as there are issues of urbanization. Urbanization, new type of life. New type of life. New type of life. People are now living together from different locations, from different backgrounds, from different types. So, because of this, the negative consequences, the child labor, the family owners used to use to engage with children. And if the children did something wrong, they would be beaten. The punishment in the family was to beat them because they are children. So you can see the dehumanizing conditions and the consequences of child labor and also exploitation of women. Women would be used to work particularly long hours and also night shifts. They were doing night shifts yes, it was good. Production increased, transportation improved, and there were lower cost products because production was at an increased rate. But therefore, because of these things, now this, as I said, if I mentioned this last week, not twice, I have to mention it again. This is what led to someone by the name of Robert Owen. Let's see what Robert Owen did. Robert Owen, the story I have is that Robert Owen owned a factory. He had a factory which was owned by his in-law. It appears that the father of his wife and him managed the factory. This is the beginning of what I want to talk about. So Robert Owen was not pleased with the factory conditions. Particularly, he noted that there was child labor in. So him, in his factory, that was managing together with his in-law, they decided to say, no, we'll use child labor, but it must be from 10 years. So they, in their factory, I want you to see the beginning of it. In their factory, they made it a point that they should, if they are going to recruit children, they must be from 10 years and above. From 10 years. This is a slight development. I want you to notice that the Employment Act of Malawi also gives the minimum age. It says you cannot employ anyone who is below 18 years. It started from this one. We are trying to protect children from hazardous or child labor or hazardous employment. So the Employment Act of Malawi still also mentions the minimum age one can be employed. So you can see Robert Owen, yes, this is still a child, but you can see he was concerned. Okay? In his factory, it was like he was setting up a model factory. We say, no, gentlemen, if a kid has 5 and 6 years to be employed in the factory, where the conditions, I forgot one thing. The other problem was pollution. Because these factories were treated by steam. So the whole area was polluted. Even when you were in the factory, pollution was there. Okay. So Robert Owen said, no, let's do it from 10 years and above. But also, he immediately abolished beating of children when they have done something wrong. He abolished beating of children. Now, I want you to see that this is the first part, relaxation. And he also abolished night shift for women. These are the steps that he took from his own factory that he was managing with his in-law. Okay? So he abolished night shift for women. He abolished beating of children. Children could only be employed when they are 10 years. And also he improved the housing for the factory workers. Okay. And he also introduced the sick leave. Meaning, we should understand this guy as the father of personnel management. Because these are the things that are still being done today. When he had started the life in the factories, when he had noted that the factory owners' focus there was on machine maintenance and production increase, and not on the people. So his approach
was that a little shift from machine to people. If you look at all these things, his approach was a little shift from machine. He might not have been perfect, because 10 years is still a child. But you can see that he had a concern for the people that were working. A thing that was not there by the early factory owners. As I say, this is also what happens sometimes in business, even modern business. Our focus seems to be on making profit. You will have so many examples. Those people that have got minibuses, I think their emphasis is on how much the minibus drivers and conductors bring at the end of the day. I'm told they are given targets. At the end of the day, I want you to bring 10,000 euros. And the emphasis is on profit. So many businesses ignore the human element. I have seen people managing restaurants, and they don't even have a provision for the workers to have a plate, and they are not allowed to eat from the same. I've seen it. Emphasis is on everything that we are selling should bring money. So to say, when you go there, you sell the food, you can also have your own plate. They think that is a waste of resources, and that will reduce their profit. I have seen people in these houses engaging children to sell donuts and mandasi around town. Anytime this time we go around, normally when I'm coming here, you find young people coming from these areas like in Tangier, carrying buckets of mandasi going to town. Ask them, they will tell you that they don't even allow us to eat one of the mandasi. They will spend the whole day. Now, child labor is very dangerous. That's why it is discouraged. Child labor, we are encouraging our children to be exposed to hazardous environment, social environment that is not conducive to children. There is no reason why you can send a little girl at the age of 10 around 7 p.m. go with mandasi papandio or any other place. This is what we mean by saying child labor should be completely eliminated. Because we are exposing these children to situations which are not of their age. Mwana with a mandasi performing the bottle store. We are exposing that little child to things that are not of her age or his age. We are sending a child from Tanzania to go and sell mandasi around the Malanga area, Mabasi neighborhood. Agaku mandasi yakatawa, then she is not even told during lunch you can get one mandasi to eat. The moment he goes back home and there is a stock taking, and it is found that he has eaten one donut, he is whipped or fired. This is what we are doing to our children. So child labor is not on. So we thank Robert Owen. We thank him a little bit. He had shown a concern, not much. 10 years is better, but it's still child labor. The beating was completely scrapped. If you come from the Lakeshore district, this is what also is happening. The moment they mess up, have witnessed it, they are being beaten and told not to come near their boss again. So beating is still there. But also, women in the factories, in his factory, Robert Owen's factory, were not allowed to do night shift. So they were only working during the day. These days I've noted in the Bukavu area, industrial area, I've noted that we have night guards, female night guards, G4S. Ghana will this time, G4S. We still have night female guards. I found that to be a little bit not in order. I would have loved if the female guards were only having day shifts. There are so many reasons for that. So Robert Owen did something interesting, did something commendable. The most important lesson from Robert Owen is he started to put in a human face in production. He introduced the need to concentrate on the human being and not just focusing on the production. He tried to level Justice, if you look at the symbol for justice, they do balance two things. This and this. Symbol of justice, was I was the Minister of Justice. You must remember that if this is 15, this is also 15 kg. It's justice. It's like a seesaw. It can only balance when you have equal weight to this side and this side. So if you have a child here who is 2 kg and somebody who is 15, it will go like this. It means there is no justice. In that case, there is no social justice. Now, in the same scenario I've given you, I want you to see why I called the first stage social justice. Look at Robert Owen and what I've explained. And then I said the first stage in the evolution is social justice. So I'm just trying to emphasize so that you have a good picture of what really is happening here. Before Robert Owen came up with this is it social justice is that all? Social justice is the first stage of the evolution of as human beings. That's what I mean. So the social justice means things must balance. Social justice. We always cry for social justice. Social justice means if it's 15 kg here, it must be 15 kg here. If you don't understand what I mean here, what I mean is if I have stolen money and I'm sentenced to 5 years, another one has stolen money and is set free, there is no social justice. And I think that's what we are crying for in this country. Some very senior people, well connected, so committed serious offenses, just to send one man from prison and they are out. This is what we call social justice. Somebody who stole a chicken in Chisi is spending 3 years in prison. Somebody who stole 6.2 billion just spent 1 month and then the lawyers are already be on bail, is out of bail. This is what we call social justice. The arm of justice should be balanced. This is what is happening in Malawi. If we are now questioning the integrity of the court system, justice is at stake. Chirungamu should questionable. I don't understand why people who were convicted, look at this people. Ajinaurani Musa is out. Tom Pingangira is out. I don't think that guy will go back to prison. Anampata bail. Not even a year. He was in prison for 9 years. How many poor people will be on bail when they have been sentenced to 3 years? This is what I'm trying to say. In other words, the justice thing is tilting. So we have rich people and poor people. Okay? So the system is like this. There is no balance. These people have got more weight than these people. Okay, let's put the rich here, the poor there. Because those that have got more weight will push them up. In other words, this thing is tilting. This is what we call social justice. It's not social justice, but social injustice. In other words, the factory owners are here, factory owners, and these are the factory workers, FW and FO. These people are more powerful. They don't care about these people. Their focus is on machines and production increase. There is very little attention. So what Robert Owens was trying to do by doing those reforms in his own factory, no night shift